Hello Aquarius and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a reading for mid-January 2023, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future. As you can see, I've already gone ahead and pulled the oracle cards and clarified those. I have my overall energy for the reading, and then we'll obviously dive into tarot. Then I have my decks for the extended. Any information on the extended reading for this reading or a personal reading is in the description box below. All right, Aquarius, in your recent past, you have keep your heart open with the moon card in reverse. Your recent past was working through a lot of fear. But the universe was asking you to keep your heart open while working through that fear. This is a pretty heavy energy. I'm not exactly sure what you guys were going through, but it was not fun. I can tell you that. And remember, recent past can be anywhere from, 5 years to 5 months to 5 weeks to 5 days. It kind of depends on how this reading resonates with you. I do ask to keep in mind that it is a general reading, so not every message is going to resonate with you. So take what resonates and leave what does not. Your current energy, you have reflect on your priorities with the 7 of coins. Right now is a time to kind of reflect on what it is you're investing in. And I feel like it's making sure that what you're investing in is what you actually want. The overall energy for this reading is new life with affluence. I really have a hard time with those tarot readings that are like, oh, your dreams are coming true in your future. This is all it's all happening for you. Best year of your life. Because I don't believe those actually help. But in this reading in particular, I do feel like there is a new beginning available for you, and it's a very abundant one. The way that the messages have been coming out this week, they've been very much kind of in alignment with like work, like what you invest in, like your path, your passions, how you create wealth for yourself. Take it as it resonates, but that's what I kind of feel like this is about, because in your immediate future, you have focus on the positive with the 3 of coins in reverse. So in your immediate future, I feel like this is a lesson. This whole thing is a lesson about staying course, even when things aren't always going exactly like you want them to or would hope them to. And when I say stay course, I don't just mean like jumping ship and changing paths. I mean like mentally making sure in times when things aren't exactly aligning with the way that you would want them to, that you don't get discouraged and attribute bumps in the road to failure. Because I feel like that's the easiest way to get very, very lost in your own head. So I feel like this has a lot to do with that. But let's see. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's look at Aquarius's recent past. This is clarifying, keep your heart open with the moon in reverse. Messages for Aquarius's recent past. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay. Wheel of Fortune in reverse with the King of Swords in reverse. Oof, this is a tough love message. Been having to do a lot of those recently. You experienced some not so great changes in your recent past. And with the King of Swords in reverse, I feel like what this message is saying is there was a level of your mental fortitude that was missing. Almost like your uncertainty created whatever situation happened. Now, that's not me saying it's your fault. So please don't take that as what I'm trying to say here. It's nothing. I'm not saying it was your fault. I'm saying that this is a reading. Yeah, because there it is. There's a magician. It was manifested. It was manifested with your mindset. Whatever happened in your recent past, and that is a really hard truth that I feel like I'm having to provide for you guys right now, because I feel like this has to do with making sure that what you're investing in aligns with you, because it hasn't been. And so when things go wrong in these situations that you've been investing in, it's because they weren't the right things to be investing in. Now, please stick with me, because this isn't going to be all a tough love reading. This is a good outcome. It's just there is some healing and realizing that needs to be done. So let's see. Recent past for Aquarius. Okay. There's the Three of Coins in reverse. Same Three of Coins in reverse as we have right there. Four of Wands with the Hermit here. It feels as if this has a lot to do with your mindset about your reality. Because this new life, wealth, it's created up here. It's not, it can be very much created in this world, but that isn't always the best path. You create it up here, it manifests, materially. Everyone who has achieved wealth and success, it's because they were so certain in themselves and in their path that they knew they were going to get there. Now, just because they don't, you get there via control, that's not always necessarily the best path, but everyone who has attained, a certain level of wealth in this life has done it because of their mindset around it. Now, your recent past with the Hermit and the Four of Wands, this is talking about your inner world, your inner foundation. What's going on within you? What energy you put out that causes things to fall apart. Remember, especially if we're talking about a relationship here, it always takes more than one person. So this is not me saying it's all your fault. This is just talking about your specific role. That's the goal with my readings here, guys. My goal is to make sure that my readings remain focused on self and not anybody else, because your relationship with yourself is reflected back at you with your relationships with other people. So if you can heal and align your relationship with yourself, then that will heal and align your relationships with others. So please keep that in mind while listening to this reading. And if that's not what you're looking for, then this reading is not for you. All right, recent past here for Aquarius. So a lot of fear, and this is a cycle with the Page of Cups in reverse. So you've had some messages from the universe. The universe has made it, and especially in your recent past, pretty clear that what you were investing in wasn't the right thing for you, or needed to be adjusted, or you needed to walk away from something to recognize your worth. Whatever the case is, this is the cycle that you continue to repeat, where you don't listen to yourself and you tend to recreate the same outcomes and then get frustrated when things kind of turn out the same way. Now, this is a very human thing to do, right? This is the whole concept of a spiritual journey, is learning to break cycles within so that you can break cycles without. So this isn't me saying you're an awful person and you're doing a bunch of things wrong. No, this is saying you're doing something that is very normal, very human, and here's how you fix it to break, to step more into your divine side as opposed to your human monkey side. Because what I see in your current energy is this is almost like a reflection about what you're investing in, like making sure that the energy and the time that you're putting into what you're currently investing in is in alignment with you. Okay, current energy for Aquarius. Current energy for Aquarius. The Six of Pentacles with the Temperance. That's good energy, guys. I feel like you're slowly but surely starting to receive what it is that you deserve, and it's because you've had this patience here. But there's the Two of Wands in reverse. You've dealt with, okay, I understand what this is saying. You've dealt with a lot of overthinking your situation. So here's what's happening is you, in periods where things are good and when you're, you feel good, your money situation's good, you feel like you're in a good space in your relationships, it's very easy for you to be optimistic about what's to come. But whenever you maybe are, some things are off, or they're not feeling so good, it's a lot more difficult for you to be optimistic about your future. Now, I'm not talking toxic positivity, because sometimes life sucks and sometimes we need to allow life to suck. What I'm talking about is like keeping the faith in the uncertainty. That's more what I'm talking about here. And that's what is currently kind of happening in your, your current world. You have reflect on your priorities. So is your priority to grow, or is it to control? Because I feel like right now a little tiny bit of your priority lies in your control as opposed to your priority to grow. Because the more that you grow as a human being, the more your life is going to grow and align with you. I don't know, it's an interesting, I feel like I'm going to need some more information to figure out, to really tie this all together, because it's both. You are learning to be a little bit more patient, a little bit more present. Absolutely, you are. And that's fantastic. And you should be so proud of yourselves for doing that, because that is spiritual growth. But I feel like you're really good at doing that when things are going well. And what you're needing to learn is to be able to do that when things are not going as well. And understand that that's how you create better. That's how you create this this wealth, this affluence that you're looking for. I hope I'm saying that. I think it's affluence. Current energy for Aquarius. Judgment with the Hangman. The truth is, you need to surrender. So your priorities, it's almost like your priorities, it's not that your intentions are misaligned by any means. It's that your priority, instead of being control, it needs to be to surrender here, to let go, and to allow it, like to trust, like to trust that the universe, even in times when things aren't necessarily turning out like you want, trust that it's happening for you still, that maybe there's a reason why. It's kind of that concept of like, maybe you had to turn around because you forgot something at home so that you avoided a car wreck. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe someone in a relationship ended up breaking your heart, but that happened so you could meet the love of your life. Like, it's like switching your mindset from believing that things are happening in a negative sense and starting to understand that everything is happening for the better for you, even if you don't understand it right now. It's like maybe, that word just keeps coming to mind. Like, if something good is happening for you, then being like, yeah, okay, maybe that's a good thing. What we'll see. Hang on, I'm gonna stay with me for a second, because I am going to be. There's a story. Okay, I'm gonna read this story. Okay, it's not that long, so stick with me. It's by Alan Watts. I'm first going to come around here and put my phone on low power mode so that goes away. Okay, so the story says, once upon a time, there was a Chinese farmer whose horse ran away. That evening, all of his neighbors came around to commiserate. They said, "We are so sorry to hear your horse has run away. That is the most unfortunate." The farmer said, "Maybe." The next day, the horse came back bringing 7 wild horses with it, and in the evening, everybody came back and said, "Oh, isn't that lucky? What a great turn of events. You now have 8 horses." The farmer again said, "Maybe." The following day, his son tried to break one of the horses, and while riding it, he was thrown and broke his leg. The neighbors then said, "Oh dear, that's too bad," and the farmer responded, "Maybe." The next day, I don't know what that word is. Next day, it's conscription. Sorry, I couldn't see it. Next day, conscription officers came around to conscript people into the army, and they rejected his son because he had a broken leg. Again, all the neighbors came around and said, "Isn't that great?" Again, he said, "Maybe." The whole process of nature is an integrated process of immense complexity, and it's really impossible to tell whether anything that happens is good or bad, because you never know what will be the consequence of the misfortune, or you never know what will be the consequences of good fortune. And so that's kind of what I'm seeing here, is like, I'm really glad that I could find that as quick as I did, because I got a little nervous here for a second, is like, when things aren't going the way that you think they should, or when something good or bad happens to you, like, really approach with that, like, that maybe outlook of like, okay, maybe things aren't going well, but maybe that's because they're working out for me. Or maybe things are going really well, but maybe I need to make sure that I still have my bases covered. Like, just looking past the circumstances to see the truth of the situation. All right, sorry for all that there, but I really need to look up that story for some reason. All right, this is for Aquarius current energy. The Four of Pentacles in reverse with the Strength card. So that's exactly what I was just saying. Okay, so it's like when things feel like they're falling apart, when they feel unstable, when you feel uncertain, keeping this strength here, keeping this like this confidence, this idea of being like, you know what, I can't, everything is happening and I don't know if it's happening, you know, it's just, you know, to me or for me, and I'm having a hard time understanding that, but really trying to believe that everything is working out for the best for you, because I feel like that is what is going to manifest this new life for you. It's not going to be, you know, the grind, right? It's like, instead of, you know, focusing on the grind and burning yourself out day in and day out, and, you know, the exhaustion that comes with everything in your life, if that's kind of resonating with you, it's like, kind of just let go and think like, okay, what if this could all be easy? What if I could just allow things to happen in my life and they just did, because that's exactly what is possible for you. Okay, immediate future here for Aquarius. This reading feels very all over the place, so I really hope it is resonating for somebody out there. All right, immediate future for Aquarius. The Knight of Wands in reverse with the Five of Wands. Interesting. So your immediate future, because you have focus on the positive with the Three of Coins in reverse, your immediate future is like you needing to take some sort of a risk. Because here's the Five of Wands. It's like need to take some sort of risk and like let go of the way you've always done things. Like it's that concept of like, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always gotten, right? And there's a need to kind of change the way that you approach your life as a whole. Like, this isn't just, I don't even just mean like one specific aspect of it. I mean like how you approach life, because I feel like this like, you're waiting here for something. You're waiting for this new life. You're waiting for this, you know, this wealth, this abundance, this affluence to come to into your life. And there's a need to really learn that it's actually you that creates it, and it's your mindset that creates it. It's not your hard work is great, but hard work and dedication have to come with a certain mindset, almost where like you realize that what's meant for you won't pass you, and what aligns with your path will always work out for you. But the universe will turn you into the person that is able to pursue that path before it'll give you the opportunity of it. And that's the mindset. The universe will turn you into the person who has the mindset to be able to maintain whatever this new life is that you're wanting. And that's where you have to be able to be like, because you have focus on the positive with that Three of Coins. It's like that idea that when things aren't going exactly like you thought they should or would, throw in a maybe at it. You know, maybe this is something that isn't great. Maybe this is good. Like, what, you know, who's to say what a good situation versus a bad situation is? I watched a video, Elkhart Tolle, that's who it was. I just totally blanked on the power of now. I watched a video and he talked about, obviously, our mindset. He's constantly talks about our mindset, but he was talking about how we're so quick when we have a thought or when something happens to label it as good or bad. And when we do that, we then identify with the situation and our perspective of it. But our perspective of the situation is merely a result of our experiences. So, what I'm getting at is your perspective on a situation is simply what you've learned about the world. So who's to say whether that is right or wrong, true or false, right? You have the Ten of Cups in reverse or the Knight of Cups in reverse. There's a little bit in your immediate future, this is going to come to light, a little bit of this unrealistic expectation about emotional fulfillment in your future, meaning what is going to make you happy in your future. And what's going to make you happy in your future is you, is your mindset around things when things are kind of not going so well. That's where you find happiness. You find happiness within by perspective. And I feel like there's a little tiny bit of wanting your material world to make you feel a certain way. That's just not like you're searching for a feeling of meaning or belonging or purpose in your material world instead of finding that within you, finding that within who you are and what you're capable of bringing to the table. Like I feel like there's a level of needing to really make sure that your priorities about where you put your energy, that at least half of that is putting work into your inner world. Because otherwise, with the Knight of Cups in reverse, and then you have the Seven of Cups right underneath that, you're going to get yourself so lost in your emotions that you're not going to be able to see what is true or not. Because the truth that, about our life, I just feel like I'm getting so lost, but I know what I'm saying, but it just feels very jumbled. The truth in what our life holds for us, it comes from within. It's not like if something negative happens, that's not a negative circumstance unless we label it as one. And so the truth of the circumstance lies within us. Is this leading me toward what I am hoping for in my future? Is this leading me toward this new life? Well, my intentions are set on a new life. I have aligned intentions. Therefore, yes, everything that's happening is leading me to something that I want, that I deserve. Interesting. Like it's this is a complicated reading, so I'd really like to know from someone if I'm on base or not, because I feel lost right now. I know what I'm trying to say again, but it just feels like it's coming out jumbled. So, immediate future for Aquarius. The Queen of Cups with the Knight of Cups in reverse. I mean, that's exactly the same cards we just pulled. Your emotions have a tendency to misguide you. If you feel sad, you have a tendency to believe that life is sad. It's like that concept that like a bad day doesn't make a bad life, or a bad situation doesn't make a bad life. There's a need to see past that illusion of your emotions and understand that a new life of abundance, of love, of wealth, of whatever it is that you're wanting, because that's the way that I'm reading this affluence card, is like it's in all aspects of your life. It's that stuff it's created. You create that life for yourself. It doesn't just happen to you. Misfortune in your life doesn't just happen to you. I recommend the book The Secret by Rhonda Byrne if you haven't read that yet. That book completely changed my life. I've mentioned it in a couple of readings, but that book, maybe even coupled with The Power of Now, are two really fantastic books that kind of talk about how The Power of Now is more about like the power of being present, but being present is necessary in order to manifest, in order to co-create your life. And that the concept of co-creation lies within the book The Secret. So I will put both of those books, both title and author, in the description box below. I'm going to hop on over to the extended. I'm excited to dive into these messages. So we'll go into deep detail about these messages, and then I have an advice card to pull at the end. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for the support of my channel. It means the absolute world to me, and I hope to see you again in future readings. All right, bye, Aquarius.